Cheers.
Cheers. Welcome to the Mac Bowman podcast. Today we have a very, very special friend of mine, Matt Strzalka. He is a wonderful guitarist. He is a bassist in Sophia Rankin's band, if you have seen an earlier podcast. But he doesn't do just that. He does everything. He literally plays drums. He can play the piano. He can do anything. And that's really what's most amazing about him. And he can do it really well. He's one of those people that just get it, just gets music. He really do. The music is a strong language, and it's difficult to learn and actually master, but Matt knows it. He gets it. So it's really cool.
Thanks, dude. That's a great intro.
Yeah. So start off by, if I missed anything, tell us a little about yourself.
I born and raised in Inverness, Illinois, which is a suburb about 25 minutes outside of the city of Chicago.
Yeah.
Grew up in a nice area, I had a pretty great upbringing. I mean, other than that, I was I was never really into music up until, this kind of get a little bit of a sad story, but my grandma was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer when I was in fourth grade. Fourth grade. And so at the time, my parents, it was my mom's mom, and she was like, you guys are going down, because my grandma lived downtown in the city of Chicago, and she was like, you guys are going downtown to hang out with her for the weekend, you don't know how much longer, because when you get pancreatic cancer, most of the, they're like, you have 6 months
it's
to
brutal.
live.
Yeah. I've never heard of an easy recovery for pancreatic cancer.
It's more of a deadline to your life than anything, because pancreatic cancer, I don't know why it's like that, but it's almost 100% you're gonna die.
I think it's because it's so tough to recognize. The symptoms don't really show until you're deep, and so that's why it's more of a deadline. I'm not sure. I'm not a doctor. I have no idea, but I feel like that's what it is just just symptoms happen and they form, you don't even know it, and then you start to feel different, and they're like, oh, well, it's because you have 6 weeks, and you're like, oh my god.
Yeah, no, totally. I mean, that's how
Sorry,
it
I'm
is.
not trying to joke.
Oh, no, it's totally fine. I mean, you know me, I'll make a joke about literally anything, so, which is good and bad. But so we go out there for my whole family goes out there for the weekend, and at this time, dude, I was a circle. I was how do I describe it? 2 units of fat away from Cartman in South Park. I was a good round circle. And so
Did you talk like him?
Yeah, I had that same potty mouth, but I wasn't pro Hitler or anything like Cartman was, So I'm a little on the safer side of that, but so she was like, so my grandma was like, let's just go walk around the city. And I remember being so adamantly against it because I was just a little chubster, and thank God she forced me to go, because we ended up walking, I don't know what street it was, but we passed by a record store, and at the exact moment we're walking by, in the song Whole Lotta Love by Led Zeppelin, where there's that big trippy part with the drum break, and John Bonham does this drum fill then Jimmy Page comes in with this crazy solo, and I just happened to be walking past and heard this, and it's so funny because my grandma hated Led Zeppelin. She hated, that kind of devil music kind of stuff, and I was just floored by it, man. I stopped and was like, whoa, what was that? Then I asked her, and she's like, oh, that's Led Zeppelin. You shouldn't listen to that music. It'll rot your brain or something like that. And from that moment on, picked up the guitar and tried to learn how to play. So
Really?
Yeah.
Did your grandmother not want you to pick up the guitar?
No, she was all about it. And she actually ended up willing me all of the records that she owned when she died.
Very cool. Wow.
It was really cool. So
what kind of cool records do you have from that?
Oh, a bunch of like Beatles stuff, like a lot of Motown. She was super into Motown.
That's cool.
So like Marvin Gaye, the Temptations, you know, like anything kind of like that, and like Tower of Power as well. But
it's funny because Matt and I just have such a different music spectrum of everything. I'm just I feel like so modern music, and you're so like how many years ago, like 40 50 years ago,
roughly in that area,
40 50 years ago, that's where his music genre is. And which has been awesome. He has taught me more. Chicago is literally what I should name this podcast. That is Matt's heart and soul.
While we're on it, can I give some shout outs? You know, DJ Dad Mouth, Tiny Penis. Oh, Penis, dude. Oh my God. Piney Tenis. I'm sorry.
Did you say Tiny Penis?
Yeah, so it's Piney Tenis. I'm sorry about that wordplay. DJ Dad Mouth, you know, got to give the shout outs.
Who is that?
That is Tom Segura's fake DJ. Remember when he would go on like morning talk shows?
Yes.
Yeah. Just giving some shout outs.
Shout out, you know.
Gotta rep the city.
He's gonna see this one day, and you're gonna get famous off of it.
Dude, I hope.
What's his name?
DJ Dad Mouth.
Dad Mouth.
Yeah.
That's hype. Shout out Tom Segura.
Yeah, all right. No, but I mean, if you guys don't know, this is Chicago flag hat.
I didn't.
So, and I'm going with the Cubbies here, and just going full rep of Chicago, because Chicago the band has been, as Mac knows, like my obsession for the last 4 years almost. And it was weird because Carol was actually the one to turn me on to Chicago.
So how Matt and I met was we were both in music theory at Pima here in Tucson, and we just met one day in class like a few weeks in, and we had this amazing teacher named Carol Christopherson, and I hope if she ever listens to this, you are an amazing, beautiful person, bright person in our life. You were the best teacher. You provided everything. You really did.
I second that. She has been my favorite teacher of my entire life.
She's amazing. She truly is. I hope you do listen and hear this. But we met in this incredibly difficult class where we didn't want to be in, which is music theory, the lame part of music, but the most essential part of music. And we were in a class with kids that we felt like were just not we didn't click with them.
They weren't cut from the same cloth, I guess you could say.
Yeah. And they were super smart. Don't get me wrong, they were super, super smart, but I don't know, we were more into like recording and actually getting things done, and they were more of like literal.
Well, that's actually a G sharp there. You know, like that kind of.
We were sitting in the back just going, what? Like, and, but we got through 4 semesters of music theory, went from not learning really at all how to read music to studying Beethoven scores, which I thought was pretty cool. And we weren't as quick as the other kids, but I felt like I had a good part of it.
We were able to hold conversation.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. I feel like I've lost a lot of it now.
I would agree too, dude, because I mean, I needed to do that to graduate or to pass, you know what I mean? It wasn't like I wanted to seek out. I mean, I would love to learn how to read music, but I'm sure you're in the same boat where it's like you have to look through like a magnifying glass and be like THE the, and that's how we're at, while they're just like reading, you know, like 7 years ago.
Sight reading is impossible. Taking the U of A piano class, Dr. Z came up to me. Couldn't believe it. Dr. Z is she's the U of A piano teacher, and she is pretty brutal. As amazing as learning an instrument should be, the class was not fun. It sucked, but it taught me how to play piano. I have owned that class. I owe it to that class. It was very difficult, but it taught me a lot in 6 months.
It does. And what's so great about it is, what I think is also with music, is there's not like shortcuts, but there's certain tricks that you can use with music, and especially playing the piano.
Yeah.
You know, like the classic like 1-5-1 kind of pattern where you like hold triad and then you move and then you hit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Having to do that in that class. Like that has forever changed the way that I play piano, because I'm like, oh, there's an easier way instead of doing this crazy
inversions. Once you find out the inversions, dude.
Exactly.
So explain to the people who might be listening, what is inversions? Can you explain inversions?
Yeah, so like an inversion would be you take a chord, like a C chord.
You can pull up the guitar if you want. You can explain.
I would rather do it on the piano. I mean, I could do it on the guitar, but it really.
You're right. The piano is more, but I don't want to move it. Yeah. But explain it.
So basically, it's like a C chord. So a normal C chord would have the notes C, E, G in it in a normal triad. If you're going a little jazzier, you want to add the major seventh, it would be C, E, G, B. But basically what an inversion is placing one of the other notes in the chord that's not the root of the chord in
which
the
is
bass.
C. So the root chord is in a C major scale. The root chord is C.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say you want to put the C chord in the first inversion. You would, because you already know that a C chord is C, E, G. The first inversion would have E in the bass. Mm-hmm. And that gives it not a completely different sound, but definitely a different sounding chord.
Oh, yeah.
So, and that's what's so cool about music,
it colorizes the chord.
Exactly. And then from there, the second inversion would be G in the bass.
Yeah.
And then third inversion, if you're doing like C major 7, would have B in the bass, which it's not going to sound too great, but people do it, so got to get it in there.
So what are you hoping to do in the next 5 years? What do you? I know that's a change, but I'm curious.
No, dude. Well, I mean, hopefully. Damn, dude, I'm like 23 now. I mean, hopefully find a nice lady, settle down. I would like to still like be playing music and in some kind of bands, even if it's not like a career kind of a thing. Yeah. I would still just to like have some fun, maybe jam with some people. But if I can give you my 10-year plan instead, that'd be a little better, because hopefully within 10 years I would be able to open up my own studio and either have like people come record. I can just go down there, have fun, do some podcasts, do any kind of entertainment thing. Like, 'cause I'm also pretty big, not like super big into art. Like I couldn't tell you this artist does this, but I like looking at art. So it would be cool to have like maybe part of the studio be centered on art. Just like kind of have like a creative.
How will you build that bread though?
Just connections, I'm assuming, dude. That's a good question. I don't know, man. I'm still kind of like not stumbling my way through life, because I kind of know what I want to do.
Oh yeah.
But I think what makes life so great is that the random things that happen to you, if that makes any sense.
No, that makes sense.
Like us meeting.
Yeah.
Like how did I know that or how did we know that like we would be such good friends?
Yeah.
And that we would continue this, and now look at us. We're doing a podcast.
Yeah, and having similar paths throughout all college.
Totally. So who knows? Like someone from my high school I could do something with. So I'm always open to possible like pathways or just future endeavors or something like that, I guess. So I don't know. I kind of just take life as it happens.
Yeah.
Which is good and bad. I mean, I definitely have a plan. I know what it like by this point in my life. I'll be like, all right, time to cut the shit. Like, do something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Music's not happening. Get over it. You can do it for fun, but thank God I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But it's just kind of like that.
Because I'm trying to do it for fun, but also make money.
It would be nice.
I want to make some money off of it, because that makes me feel like all this hard work that I've put in is. And what I think would be good for you, and what is so cool, and to the fellow guitarists listening, is what it's just difficult, like just being able to play guitar. Like, what can I do to capitalize from that and make money? And so what I was taking a guitar private lesson my last semester of college, and I think what guitarists can profit off of is recording, like literally recording your 25-second, 30-second guitar sample, and you can go on Splice or different things and sell that. And every person that downloads it, you can get a credit, you can get something on it, and that's just a way to make money and just go, you know what, I felt like playing something today. You know, and I recorded it, sounded kind of good, and I uploaded it, and a lot of people liked it, and that's an easy way. Or selling that to make a commercial. How many times do you hear little like dingling dings right before like a commercial break or something? Like
Totally. And even like you could sell it to like people on YouTube as their intro and outro, because then that way you can even get a cut from what they're doing, and which would be great. And that also is great for me because like when I write music, it's very like I'll write in spurts. Yeah. Where like I'll have this thing of, I don't even know if a hit of creativity, or I don't even know how you would describe it, but you kind of get, what I'm talking about, like you kind of get like inspired almost, and you're like, I'm gonna do this. But what always happens with me is that I'll do it, and then I'll make like a 30-second or like a minute of something, but then never know where that's gonna go, and then I'll never go back to it again.
Yeah, that happens to me all the time, but I think that's just the process. It's just like you got, I call those the bad ones, where it's like, you have to just make 10 bad ones before you make a good one.
Oh, totally. Totally.
Those are just the bad ones that it was kind of a good idea, but it's just, it didn't have a full idea to it. And you've been sending me some cool stuff lately. How have you been doing that? Have you just been using guitar? What are you using?
Yeah, just guitar, except maybe I think the last thing I sent you was called like Rap Thang.
Yeah,
I think
it was.
That's what it was. Yeah.
It was cool. I had a cool drum.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. For that one, instead of actually playing the bass, I did keyboard bass, kind of like Herbie Hancock on Chameleon.
Was it on Logic?
Yeah, it was on Logic, and I had like unweighted keys that I bought like 7 years ago. My friend had taped the A, B, C, D stuff on it, so that's still there. And I just kind of like, whatever.
Yeah.
But
that's Axiom 49 right there that I'm using, and I got it from Bookman's for $100.
Wow, dude, that's pretty great, because I like how it has the pads there, because that way, because I can't figure out how to do MIDI, because I don't have an actual USB, because how I did it was kind of like how you had the Eurofocus, right? I plugged the little sniper bullet thing,
Yeah.
and just plugged like a 1/4-inch cable, like a guitar cable, into the keyboard, because I tried to plug it in directly to my computer, and I couldn't figure out how to do it. And so instead of it being MIDI, it's like an audio file.
For guitar?
For the bass.
Oh.
When I was using the keyboard, yeah.
Interesting.
That's kind of where I'm at.
So you were plugging in your audio interface. You didn't have like the printer cable that you used to plug into the computer?
No, I did, like the USB kind of thing. Yeah, I had that. I plugged it straight in and tried to do like MIDI on the Mac, like through Logic, and like I would be able to hear it, but it wouldn't record as a MIDI, like
weird
notes. Yeah, I don't know what's
weird.
going on with it, but it sounded fine. It came out.
Yeah,
great,
we'll have to take a look at that sometime.
Yeah.
So, how we got started was Matt and I did a project not too long ago. What was it, like a year ago?
Literally like a year ago.
A year ago. We got in a class called Music Careers in Music, and it was a year long, and we had one semester of kind of like learning how to set your profile up of just like your branding yourself, LinkedIn, all that jazz. And semester 2 was to actually put that to use and make a project for your resume and be able to put it on your resume. And so what Matt and I did was we made a EP, and we tried making, it was called the demo tape, because it was, we only got 8 weeks. Yeah, right there, the demo tape right there. And we got 8 weeks to do it, and we busted out a gospel sounding song, a kind of country pop-esque song, and a jazz. How would you
like fake jazz?
Fake jazz.
Fake jazz. Yeah.
Fake jazz. Modern jazz. Fake jazz.
Yeah, modern fake jazz. Is a good way of calling it.
But we only had 8 weeks, and we used our buddy right in that picture. His name is Wolfgang. Shout out.
Yeah, actually,
to Wolfgang.
Shout out to Wolfgang.
Let's take a minute to talk about this character. We met also in the music theory class when Matt and I first met. We met in the same class, and he was one of the few that was just, not like he's a genius at music. He is a absolute genius, can play the piano like an absolute fiend, harder than anyone I know. And he was just quiet, and he was cool, and every time he opened his mouth it was like funny and actually kind of cool.
No, what I thought the greatest thing about Wolfie was he was super quiet and reserved when we first met him, but like slowly over time we kept just chipping away at him, and then he finally, like, it was so cool to see him open up and be like bros with us.
Like, I trust you now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah. And we asked for his help on it, and he did a bunch of the keys and a lot of the drums for it, and just murdered
He really
it.
did.
And he's such a good guy, such a aspiring musician. I literally can't wait to see. I hope he keeps doing things.
Yeah, and what's a little fun fact. So I'm having to do private voice lessons in order to graduate this semester. Cool. Which is it's cool.
No, it is cool.
It's totally cool. But I needed a pianist, and I hit Wolfie up because he's the best damn pianist I know.
Yeah.
And he had told me that he was nervous about doing it because he hasn't played piano in a while. Well, F that, Wolfie, because you've killed it at the lesson. It was just yesterday, and he was and I haven't even looked at this song yet. I've never tried to sing, because I don't classify myself as a singer.
Yeah.
But he shows up, and he had written all the bar numbers for the piece. Like, wow. Like in Carol's class. And I saw that, and I was like, bro, you're going above and beyond, like in the best way. I was like, dude, I haven't even listened to this song yet. You've got like bar numbers, you're circling shit. Like, damn, dude, like that's great.
Oh, yeah.
And he shows up, and he was telling me that he was nervous. I'm like, dude, don't worry. The guy, like my teacher, Young Jay, he's a great guy. He's totally cool.
Yeah.
And Wolfie shows up and just absolutely murders.
Did he show up in his sweats?
Yeah, he had let's make a it's like a white bear and a black bear, and it's like, let's make a panda. Did he have
flip-flops on?
I don't know. I didn't check out his feet.
Yeah, every time I saw him, he always had flip-flops on.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Dude's a great guy, though.
He's a great guy.
Quite the character.
Quite the character. And we did this EP for our project, and the whole class, we had 8 weeks is kind of a long time to do this project, and we kind of had some notice on it. So we had some time, and we spent a good amount of time. We had a full project that was completely 100% us. 100% us, from audio engineering to guitar to piano to everything, vocals, songwriting, everything. And it was really cool.
Mixed and mastered by Mr. Mac Bowman.
Mac Bowman.
Oh, that cunt. Just super quick, just to interject. I am putting a motion forth to rename the podcast to the Bowcast. And think about it this way. Okay. We can go extreme with it. Have you on top of a mountain, Legolas hair, with a bow, and the arrow is a microphone.
Am I shooting it at somebody?
You could do like one of those like
Michael Cera or something.
Shoot into the sky, kind of like you're on top of a mountain, like you're like shooting it off, bro. Like I don't know. I mean, I think that'd be pretty cool.
If I ever climb a serious mountain and I go to the peak of it and I get a good picture like that, I'm gonna Photoshop to make that, and I will make it the logo. I don't know if I'll call it the Bowcast. I do like that.
Sure. I mean, I'm just putting it forth.
Bowcast.
Whatever happens,
I do like
happens.
That though.
The Bowcast, right? Yeah.
The Bowcast.
Bowcast. Just keep saying it. It'll get stuck in your head. Get stuck in your head.
And what with the EP? That's what we were talking about.
EP. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. And it was awesome. It was an awesome experience, and I remember the day where we all got to see everyone else's project, and there was only like 2 other groups that actually put in effort. Like,
yeah,
I remember I was so bummed when I found out that we had put in hours and hours and hours of work, and some people just put in nothing.
Dude, I feel like more people put more work into the weekly updates than they actually did into the project.
So a big lesson here to everyone listening right now. If you are taking a college class where you get to show your stuff, or you get to show the outside things that you have been working on and get to show it in class, take it seriously, because that's when you're actually going to be evaluated and by your peers. And who knows, the person who you don't talk in class could be the person that you are trying to become. And what's good about these moments is you get to see who else is around you and who's better than you. And the most important lesson I can say is never be the most talented in the room. You never, ever want to be the most talented in the room, because then it's just like,
you have nowhere to go.
You have nowhere to go from here.
Yeah.
And, it seems it would be great to be the best in the room, but like you're not growing. I felt like our project was the hardest. I mean, Sophia had a great project. Sophia Rankin was in our class as well. And
she did the video.
She did the music video. But
she had already done that, I think.
I think she had a lot of it done.
She had done it before. It was great, though.
But it was good.
2 birds with one stone.
Yeah, exactly. 2 birds with one stone. Shout out, Sophia.
Oh, yeah. I love you, Sophia.
And but I don't know. I felt like we, out of originality and for how many hours we put in, I feel like we put in a lot of hours. And I don't know. I want to see someone who's better than me at audio engineering, who's better than me at, or who's better than you at guitar, and just to be like, dang, man. I know there's not many people like that, but
well, I don't know. Diego's really good at the guitar. Diego Urias.
Who is he?
He was the jazz guitarist in our class.
That's right.
I remember
Diego,
you coming up.
Cool kid. I think he graduated with me.
No, he's still there. I see him in the hallways still with Fred Fox.
Nope, never mind.
Regardless, Diego, what's up, dude? Diego is also an amazing, amazing guitarist. I think he's better than me personally.
Wow.
But I mean, that's all I have to say. Not all I have to say, but I think he's a better guitarist than me in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
But I also think that, like, kind of piggybacking off of what you said, is you never want to be the best person in the room at whatever's happening, because, like, you have nowhere to go, like you already said. But at the same time, if you are the best person, you can still learn from whatever's happening and what's going on in whatever endeavor you're in, because you can learn, I mean, not just being humble about it, but
also learn what not to do.
Exactly, because that's half of life too. And that's all, like, half of life experiences is being like, all right, I went through this, I did that dumb shit, I'm not going to do that again. And now you have an experience, you have something tangible in yourself. It's not like tangible in the outside world, but tangible in your own world, I guess you could say, that you're like, okay, I've done that was stupid, I only felt like terrible or pain after it. So that's something like, you can jump off of that and move forward and be like, I'm not going to do that. And you can teach other people, you can help other people grow in other ways. So it's like you still have a lot to learn, even if you are the best in the room. But regardless, I don't know.
No,
kind of forgot where
Best in the room.
Best in the room, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I mean, that's kind of basically it. But at the same time, if you're the best in the room, you might as well kind of own
Utilize
up to
it. Yeah.
Utilize it. Kind of be like, give a little swagger into it. Kind of be like, yeah, that's what's up, dude. That's what's up.
Yeah, I mean, we had some cool people in our class that are doing kind of what we're doing. Carly Kupani, she's releasing an EP. She just released her first official single.
Was that the girl that came up to you after and was like, "Hey, can you mix this?" I'm sorry, Carly. I
don't think that was her. I think that was a different. No, I think that was a different girl. The girl who was doing that Christian.
Girl.
Yes, the brunette girl.
Yeah, okay.
The brunette girl. She did, and I did not mix her stuff.
You didn't?
I didn't get any info after the class, but that's okay. I'm still here if you want to mix anything. MacBowman.com.
Make it happen.
MacBowman.com. You can find me.
Love it. Love it.
You know what's terrible is tell me about that Kobe thing, man. We haven't even got to talk about that. That's terrible, bro.
Dude, what is there to say, really?
Yeah.
Like, what a tragedy. I mean, I was actually a little nervous because I was thinking after I graduate that I might try to pick up learning how to fly a plane or like a helicopter because why not? I think that would be a great job to have.
Oh, yeah.
Like a private...
It's expensive.
Pilot? Yeah, totally. That'd be great. And like hearing... I mean... I heard or read somewhere that he would take like 10 to 15,000 helicopter rides a year.
What?
Yeah. Well, dude, when you're that, dude.
Wait,
when you got Kobe money,
okay.
10,000 flights. So that's probably like multiple times a day.
That's dude, like 3 or 4 times a day. Jeez.
Well, dude, if you're living in LA, yeah, you've been to LA before, right?
Yeah, but I don't know. That's crazy.
If you're living in LA, taking a car somewhere is not the move. And I repeat, not the move. Oops. Because mostly people, like, there's going to be the traffic. But how people combat the traffic in LA is to be the craziest, most aggressive driver out there, which I respect. Growing up in Chicago, if you're not an aggressive driver, you're going to get hit more often because you're the dumbass that's, oh, I turn now. And then,
can you just be... Like, can you just get in a helicopter and fly the frick out of there? Or do you have to, like, talk in some air sphere and say, like, oh, I'm going up and heading this way?
Oh, dude, there's totally that. So have you ever wondered why some plane, like, going, let's say, from Phoenix to Orlando takes about 3.5 hours, let's say.
Yeah.
But going from Orlando back to Phoenix takes 4.5 hours. It's because there's like air roads or air path travels.
What I'm saying is just like in a helicopter, you're right. If you're just like screw LA traffic, I'll just fly the frick out of here. But like, do you need to tell somebody that you're doing that, or do you just
probably? I would assume.
Like, is there some like?
Can we pull it up? Like,
I don't know.
Try to figure this out.
Look it up. See if there's like a helicopter. Make sure to put on screen record real quick.
Helicopter like airway or
helicopter like
dispatch? Maybe dispatcher.
Yeah, maybe.
Helicopter crash is the first search result.
God, I'm sorry, Kobe.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God.
Dude, you know what really sucks and no one really talks about is his young daughter died in that crash too. Like, everyone just talks about Kobe. And there's other families that died in that, other young people that died. Because
hold on, before you say that. Look up, what do we even look up? Do you have to contact anybody to fly a plane?
Look up Bill Burr, dude. Bill Burr flies helicopters.
I know, yeah. I've listened to a few of that.
Bill, how do you spell that?
Bill Burr. Yeah, it's right there. Bill Burr helicopter. Dude, Bill Burr is the greatest comedian.
Can you imagine flying a helicopter with a comedian next to you?
Nah, dude, I feel like he would like purposely dip or be like, we're going down. And I would just flip a little bit. Then he'd be like, I gotcha, bitch. You know, like.
But type in, do you have to tell anybody if you fly a plane?
Do you have to let it linger?
Like, can you just get into it and just fly somewhere, or do you have to like fly a helicopter? Dude,
everything's gonna be about Kobe, dude.
You can't type in helicopter. Type in Reddit afterwards.
Yeah,
just type in Reddit.
Low key life pro tip to anybody out there. If you want to find the information quick, type in Reddit after your search.
Is it possible to land a helicopter without any flying experience? I don't know, man.
Can we click on it? Can we find out?
Yeah, see what that top comment says. The average person would ever. There's a near zero chance. If you have that's fair. That is fair. You should. I feel like the dude who typed this was in the air at the time. Mid-flight going, oh my God.
So do you think like the Mile High Club is that fair for people who do it in helicopters too? If you're like a mile high?
I think that's fair.
I think that'd be fair too.
I think it'd be cold.
Be much
loud.
More difficult.
Yeah.
Especially if you're the pilot.
Yeah, the pilot is pretty personal. The pilot just has to sit there, man. He just has to go.
He's got to just take it in. It's like kind of like a limo driver. If you can, like, you know, like the screen, you can go like.
I've never seen a helicopter with that though.
I haven't either, but I'm sure you can make.
You just pay a little extra and just say, "We're gonna do it."
I want the screen. I want like soundproof this.
I don't want you to see me doing it. I don't want you to see me.
The dogs can watch, but.
You brought dogs up on the helicopter, dude, and to have sex?
That's when you know you made it in life, man.
True. Dan Bilzerian.
What is it? Bilzerian or something? Dude, what a life that guy is living, though. I think every man wishes that he can live that life. You wake up, you already have millions of dollars. You wake up, bang a chick as soon as you wake up, a super hot model. She leaves because she understands the situation. And then by lunch, you know, after every meal, you basically have a different 10.
Yeah. I can't imagine a life like this. And to you youngsters out there, that's not real life. My God, that is not real life. He is not a real person. He is literally not a real person.
Do you think he's an NPC? He just wakes up and fucks and then goes back to bed. Like
he's just like a robot? Is that what you're saying? Yeah,
like probably. A fuck robot. He's the first fuck robot, dude. Like, think about that. Like, because I don't know if you've seen, like, I go on, like, Reddit sometimes, and I'll see, like, either, like, Explain Like I'm 5 or, like, some other, like, kind of popular subreddit, and they'll talk about how, like, you'll see, like, this, like, what Japan, I don't know why it's always Japan, but Japan just pumps out, you know what I'm saying, though? It's always Japan.
I don't know.
They just pump out robotic stuff.
I don't know.
They're going for the sex robot thing. Like, because, I mean, what a great market that would be. Like, I'm saying that as, like, a half of a joke, but also half-time, like, seriously. Like, if you can create a robot that you can bang, dude, everybody's going to have one of those. You could, like, a big...
How would it, like, are we talking about a robot in the male's perspective, like what, like a chick we can bang, or
both?
I one time saw a thing where it was like riding a bull, you know, like an electric bull at a bar, but there was like a dick that was like, and you could control it with like a little remote
from Sunny.
No, but you could like control it. It was like you sat on a bull. Literally, it like moved around and you could control it, and I was like, and it was like $350. I was like, wow,
that's it, $350.
I was like, you must. What type of life do you have to slide your debit card and say, I need it?
A pretty not sexually depraved one, but if you're like an actual like sex fiend, that's the kind of stuff you do. Because, like, I don't know a single man who's bought a fleshlight. You know what I'm talking? Like,
don't know a single man.
I don't know either. But yet, they sell millions of those a year. So it's either, like, the same small
dudes
fucking market that just keep buying
that
new
just
ones.
ruins them.
I want a pink one this time. Now I want a black one. I want an Asian. You know what I mean? Like, are they just sitting out there doing that? Because, like, I don't know a single man.
No, I bet you they are. They probably customize. Can you imagine getting a custom one?
That, like, fits the... like, you gotta, like, fuck a mold, and then you send it in. They ship, like, a couple weeks later, China.
A Valentine's gift.
Dude, to yourself, that'd be great.
To your... give yourself a molding of your own penis.
Hey, dude, I mean, I'm sure there's people out there.
I'm sure there is.
Dude, some of the stories that you just hear in general about just like people and other things.
I feel like the stories you hear on Reddit, I'm like, some of them, like, you they gotta be fake.
Oh, dude, you can clearly see through the lies.
But sometimes they're so unique that I'm just like, there's no way somebody could have made this up.
Yes.
And that's what's the beautiful thing about Reddit. It's just like, yes, you're right. They could be lying. They could be fibbing everything. But it's like, why would they?
What do they gain out of it?
Why would they spend the time to write 5 paragraphs worth of information just for it to be a lie? Because all these upvotes don't mean a thing. Shout out Reddit. That's why it's the best social media out there.
I agree. But so let me hit you with this. What is your most unique story that is not a lie, and it's so unique and crazy that it has to be true? Because I know you have one. I think everybody has one, or at least probably.
I feel like you have a story in mind of yourself. Do you?
I don't know. I was about to think of it because you brought it up, and I wanted to ask you about it.
Let me think. I don't have a crazy, I don't know. I have a crazy story about my friend Steven wrapping his arm around a high bar. If we want to talk about gymnastics.
Yeah, let's do it. All right, so for anybody that doesn't know, Mac McCallum over here, Mr. McCallum Bowman, was a state winning gymnast in the state of Arizona.
I was 10 years gymnast. Yeah, one of the most famous stories of my gymnastics career was my good buddy Steven. We all called him Cheddar. I don't know why. Funny, long story, but we have this high bar, and we were learning it's called full pirouettes on high bar. And so you start here in this grip, and you're going over the high bar like this, and you're going over in giant form. And then what you do is like, it's like a fake 360. So you go around, you're going up to the top, and I'm letting go of this hand, falling through, and then catching like this at the bottom. So my hand, I have one hand how the grip was, and one hand like this at the bottom of the bar. And on my way back up, I release my hand and catch. And that's called a full pirouette. And it's pretty intense. And I competed that when I won state. And my friend Steven, when he was doing it, there's this thing, if you're a gymnast, you know what this is. It's called grip lock. And every gymnast has experienced it probably once in their life. It sucks. It's the scariest thing ever. So on your grips, you have, it's like a fabric material. It's like a very rough fabric material. And when you go around the bar, you shift your wrist. So if I'm going around, I'm holding all the way around, and I shift as I'm going around the top.
Okay.
And if a grip lock is a tiny fold in your grip, it's like a tiny little fold by the way your hand holds the bar. And it happens very rarely. But what makes it dangerous is that when you go above the top, so now my hands are like this, I have to shift, that little fold won't let me shift anymore. So So when I go around the bar, my hand stays here, but my body goes over. So it's like my wrist is staying in the same position. So that happened to me once when I was in this position. So when I went over the top, my entire body went around, but my wrist stayed the same. So I got grip locked and I was like held on like this.
Oh, dude.
And I thought I like broke my wrist, but I didn't, thankfully. But when my friend got grip locked, out of a full pirouette, his hand was like this.
Oh.
So his full body went around a bar with his hand like this, and he tried to let go, but it's locked there, dude. Like, you can't let go. And his entire arm just blasted, bro. Literally
That's not... I mean, that just sucks.
And you heard it. The whole entire...
Was it a snap or was it more like a click?
You know how there's two bones that come out right here? Both of them snapped right in half. And centimeter from popping out of his skin. Like, you literally looked at his arm and it was like a triangle. And he looked at me hanging on the bar, and I was in shock. I was like, because I knew what was happening. I was like, I saw his body, I saw his hand not move and release, and I was like, oh my god, it's about to happen. And just
oh, dude.
And he looked at me, he's like, I think I broke my arm, can you help me? And I was like and so we got his feet and we lifted him and we unwrapped, because we had to unwrap his body around his arm. We couldn't undo his arm around.
So that kind of answered my question.
Yeah.
My question was like, do they keep spinning until they kind of like...
We had to push him over the bar and catch him, and so we literally unwrapped his arm. So it's, imagine like this half was like around.
Oh, dude, like that kind of...
Oh yeah.
God.
And it just snapped right in half, and it was insane, dude. It was horrifying to look at.
Bet.
And that gymnastics is super dangerous, but what's so good about it is it's you learn how to get to do these skills, and those are just random things, man. Mm-hmm. And that's what your coaches prepare you for. I mean, my coach, he won national championship when he was in college, so he knows what he's talking about. And in gymnastics, you prepare these kids, to do a backflip. People think that you just jump like backward motion, but really it's straight up. You bring your knees to your chest. It's not like you flip your head backwards. It's you bringing your knees up as the momentum.
And that kind of like shifts your body weight back, right, when you do that. Because I used to have a trampoline when I was younger, so I know a little bit about how flipping on the trampoline
These
works,
trampoline parks, dude, scare the hell out of me, because I was a gymnastics coach for a long time, and these kids, dude, they're just bouncing around. And I've seen a little girl, she was doing a front handspring on the trampoline, and a kid double bounced her when she put her hands down and just busted her wrist, dude. So gnarly. And it's when you're a gymnastics coach, you learn that like when a kid hurts themselves, they look at you as like, am I okay? And if you give them the same look like, oh shit, you just snapped your wrist, like you're not okay, they're gonna freak out. They freak out. So when this girl snapped her wrist, she was like probably 9 years old. She looked at us and this other coach, whose name was Tyler. He was I think he worked at the hospital, so he was all good with it. He knew how to do this stuff, and he picked her up and said, "You look fine to me." He brought her over in a corner of the gym, put a mat around her so nobody could see her, and not a single kid knew she broke her arm. And she stopped crying, and she was in shock, obviously. Yeah, but dude, 10 minutes later. And when my friend Steven broke his arm, he looked at me 3 minutes in and he was like, I know I just broke my arm. And he once we unraveled him, we sat him down and we put a blanket over his arm, just because like, don't look at that, man. Just
you don't want to see that. Nobody wants to see that.
And so when we started standing him up, and we were kind of like, all right, your mom's here, we're going to get you to the hospital. We took off the thing and he kind of like peeked at it, and he within 10 seconds went from like normal skin to white, just ghost white, because now he knows. He's like, I snapped my arm.
My arm? I can't feel it, but it's just dead now, bro.
And so he went to the hospital. They just stuck him with morphine, dude, and he was just out. And they had to break his arm again. That's how, you know how they have to like break your arm to like heal it.
Dude, yeah, one time when I was younger, my brother and I got into like a little bit of a fight, and he's 15 months older than me, and he just wrecked my nose, dude. Like, wrecked my nose.
He just straight punched?
Yeah, oh, dude, we're 15 months apart. Like, we're two growing boys.
How old were you at the time?
Dude, probably like 13, 14.
Wow.
You know, like, we're both hitting puberty.
Yeah.
Hormones raging. Like, you're going to get in some... because we both love, like, basketball.
Yeah.
And sports. Like, and I was always super fat when I was younger. So I was always playing for his teams. Because, like, for football, there's, like, certain weight classes, you know.
What?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Because you don't want, yeah, he knows. You don't want, like,
I didn't know
some,
that.
like, man-child. And I mean a man-child as in, like, a child who's a man. Who's got a beard in 7th grade.
I get that for wrestling, but I've always heard, like, pee-wee football, you know, like, ages, like, 12 to 14 or something.
Nah, dude. Because what they would do, what they had was a striper and then a double striper. Where a striper could play defense, but he couldn't carry the ball. And a double striper could only play offensive line because they were either so fat or so, like, just big that they would just manhandle everybody else. So, like, you wouldn't want your son who's in, like, 7th grade who the other kid is also a 7th grader.
Yeah.
But you don't want your, let's say, 120-pound son going up against a 220-pound kid who's also in 7th grade, because that kid would just absolutely destroy.
Did you see the thing on Reddit of the dad shoving that kid who did an illegal move?
On the wrestling, dude. I'm with the dad on that.
But did you read the comments further down? It said that because I was with the dad. I was like, dang, that was a scary move.
That could have snapped that would have literally put that kid in a wheelchair for the rest of his life.
So what happened was apparently the move that he did was, I think it was, I don't know if it was legal or illegal, but what they're taught though is that if you are falling like that, the last thing you do is stick out your arm, because then, you know, so much potential to break your arm or to like hit your arm and hit your neck. Like they'd always say to like tuck your head, just like, you know, gymnastics too. You always tuck your head. That's how you survive.
Brace yourself
you
for
know.
impact. Yeah.
And so a lot of the comments were saying that the kid who was falling was the one to blame, because he was the one that had the and
dude, that's kind of like saying, oh, she was asking for it. She was just wearing a really low cut dress. I'm gonna have to rape her now. Like that's kind of the same thing in a way, because like if I'm a big, because at least from the video,
yeah,
dude, when you watch that video, that guy totally, like, I mean, I've never wrestled before, but he picked this kid up and did like a suplex move where the kid that was getting suplexed was gonna land on his head or like upper body, which is never something you want to see.
I guess you almost pull it to the referee by going, I don't know, as a gymnastics coach, literally your job is to catch preemptive like accidents. So a big thing with little kids is that when you swing on a high bar, you like to actually learn how to swing on a bar. There's an actual way on how to do it, and and you go cast and you shoot out and you have to hollow in the back, arch, and then kick. And that's like how you properly swing. And so on your way back, you have to re-grip because your hands just went forward and now it comes back, and then you would just do this and then you'd slowly like lose. So you have to like re-grip and catch. And so younger kids don't have a lot of grip strength. And so like if you're 6 or 7, they'll just literally every swing they'll just lose a little more and more grip. And your job is to, like, while helping them swing, also, like, look at their fingers, because what normally happens is they swing forward and they don't have the grip strength, and as the back of their swing, they fall off, and now their head is aimed at the ground as they're flying off a bar. And so it's just like, I've caught in so many kids, dude, like by their feet, by their hands, and they'll just run off like little kids do, and I'll be like, do you know what I just did?
Dude, I just saved your life.
Do you know what I just did? I just saved your damn life, little kid.
Dude.
We'll give a little round of applause for Savior over here.
Thank you. That's what I do it. That's why I do it.
I'll drink to that, bro.
And but gymnastics is cool, man. It's a really good sport for kids. It shows a lot of discipline, and your coach is like, it's not like a soccer coach or like a football coach. I don't know. I've never played football.
Well, can we just talk about how great sports are in general for the development
of
human beings? Because seriously, what can sports not teach you?
Yeah.
They teach you to be humble if you're the best, be a leader.
Yeah.
Work ethic. Be coachable. Be able to take criticism and use it.
Yeah, be coachable is super smart. There's a lot of great coaches out there, but if you don't want to be coached, like, that's the issue.
Right.
You have to, like, there are going to be things about practice that you don't like, but you do it for a reason, And so if you don't have the attitude to do the hard pain in the ass things, then, like, if you're not coachable, man, you got to do those pain in the ass things to get through it and be better.
Totally. And then you can't sit there at the same time and be uncoachable and then be like, I'm not on the starting team, why am I not on the starting team? It's like, work for it.
Yeah.
If you want to be something, like, that's what I love about sports. Like, seriously, I think sports are the greatest life lesson.
It is.
In not all of humanity, but, like, there's nothing that can teach you more than sports, because every facet of living a good, healthy life can be learned through sports. I think.
Yeah, dude. I mean, just learning that. I think the biggest thing is being on a sports team and losing all the time. Like, that's when you really learn. And then once you finally start winning, it feels so good.
Yeah, you feel validated, because it's like, and that's what's also great about it, is like, you put forth the hard work, and somebody, your coach, will be like, hey, I see you working hard, but you know what? You might not be the best. And even if this happens to you, it might suck, but they'll sit the kid who's more talented or just naturally gifted for you because you've worked hard. And that's everything what a coach should be, and that's just kind of like what goes in with the sport.
Let's go into a similar topic. It's what you were just saying is the kid that's better than you that gets to start, and you know what? That's how it should be in this world. The best do deserve their spot.
Totally.
And if you want that spot, whatever position you want, whether it's to be the next baseball player, to be the next musician, to be the next accounting agent, to be the next whatever the hell you want. Like, you have to know what the best is capable of. And if you don't think that you can do it, you won't ever be the best. If you can't exceed that, you won't ever be the best. Like, what I always think was crazy is like, when you think of your idols, like, I think, Kanye West is an idol of many. And, he said, a lot of people said, like, he's worked hours and hours and hours, like your favorite guitarist, like, imagine how long his hands have been on the guitar, just like probably 10 times more than you.
100%. Jimmy Page was doing session work when he was 16 and 15.
They would
pull him out of fucking school. The recording studio would pull this 15-year-old kid out of school saying, yeah, he has to play a session for us right now. Like, what?
That's
like,
the dream, dude.
Right? Isn't that just crazy?
Yeah.
And there's sorry to change the subject really quick. There's a really cool video of Jimmy Page when he was like, I think 9 or 10.
Yeah.
And he was on some British TV show, and they asked him, and he's up there, and because at the time it was like skiffle, which skiffle is like it's like rock and folk mixed together. It was like what was going on in the late 50s, early 60s.
Yeah.
And he's like 9 or 10 at the time, and this TV host just goes like, so what do you want to do when you grow up? And his answer was cure cancer. He didn't do that.
He didn't do that.
He decided to start Led Zeppelin and party and had sex, drugs, and rock and roll, which I can't blame him for. But damn, dude, if someone was going to cure cancer, god damn it, it was going to be Jimmy Page. I'm telling you right now.
But instead he chose sex, drugs, and rock and roll.
Oh, yeah.
It's tempting, everybody. It's tempting.
It is.
And what were we talking about?
Go back to being uncoachable and being the best.
Oh, yeah. Being the best. Kanye West. That's what we were talking about.
Yeah, Kanye West.
Is, when you think of those people like, even let's put LeBron James, can you imagine having a work ethic of getting up at 4 a.m. every day and shooting 3 hours before practice starts?
No.
I can't. Can you imagine putting your hands on the guitar for probably upwards of 4 to 5 hours a day? I can't. And
I did for a little bit.
And and what I'm about to get to is a lot of people think that they can't actually do that. But why does that seem so crazy? Like, honestly, 4 to 5 hours a day seems crazy to a normal person, but if you love it, and you gotta love it, like, if you're gonna be the next Jimmy Page, like, you know it. It's not just in you. You're like, oh yeah, maybe I'll be. It's like you will be, and you have to have that confidence in you, and you have to, and it doesn't seem so crazy. Like now, to me now, like I used to think like, dang, like if I could make like a song a day or like a song or something, and I almost am now. I feel like I'm almost like not. I wouldn't say like a full production, but like you said, those bad ones, the bad ones that we were talking about, that just you get somewhere but it doesn't come out to be anything you like. Like that's a song. That's literally a song idea a day. It didn't turn out to be what you wanted, but you know what? You got one out of the day, and that's if you do one song a day, maybe it'll go 2 songs a day, and then 3 songs a day, and then the habit just incurs, I don't even know if that's a word. It just keeps going, and that's just the point of it. Is it seems crazy that your role models work 1,000 times harder than you, but to actually put it into perspective, it took them a long time to be able to work at 1,000%.
Oh, totally.
And
what I was gonna say, just to piggyback off that super quick, is I don't think a lot of people are. I guess how I should say it is, I think a lot more people are afraid of actually trying.
Yes.
And actually trying and failing. Because I think what a lot of people, and like especially as you finish school and get older, what happens is that you think like, I'm the shit. I've learned everything I need to learn in my life. People aren't willing to become a beginner at something new. They're not willing to be able to learn something. They don't want to feel that, oh, I'm just a novice again.
Absolutely.
Like, everyone wants to feel like, oh, I'm the expert. I'm already there. I know more than you. But what life and everything is all about is constantly learning, bettering yourself. And bettering yourself means that you're going to have to become a beginner.
Yep.
Constantly. And that keeps you humble in so many ways, because once you already start thinking and being like, I know everything is already here, like, I'm the shit, all that jazz, then you lose out on what Mac has to say. Like, what about, like, because you're all just so self-centered and, like, focused on this is the right way, my view is the correct way, but why can't you, Mac, tell me something from a different perspective? And then I'd be able to be like, whoa. Or, like, why can't people, like, sit back and be like, I never thought of it that way.
Yeah.
Or, I just think a lot of people aren't willing to become a beginner again.
Yeah. No, it's like you put your hands on a guitar and you don't have, well, what do I do first? And it's like, well, do you know how to play music? And it's like, no. Well, that's step 1, is, like, understanding music and how to read it. And then step 2 is listening and understanding. And
see, I would actually say it's the opposite.
Yeah, for you
for me, it's the opposite. 100% is the opposite, because I feel like more people connect with sounds and how it makes you feel. I think that's what kind of music is. Music is just an expression of thoughts and feelings.
Mm-hmm.
Because how many times do you listen to a song and get goosebumps?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It feels like that song is speaking to you in some way or not something you can tangibly like express or say, but there's a feeling, like, because that's what's so crazy about people and human beings is you can know something fundamentally but without being able to express it. Like, you can just have that inner, like, visceral gut feeling kind of about something. And I think that's what's so great about music is it's an expression of all of that.
Oh yeah.
That's just what I was trying to say, is that, like, instead of like having to read the music, I think listening to the music first and getting some kind of like the feeling or like the gist of it is better than to just be like, okay, that's an A chord, I got to do a C sharp, then I gotta go to a D, and then I go to an E. Right. You know.
I don't know. That it's funny that you say that feeling, because I was talking about it with my roommate not too long ago, and it's weird. Musicians who truly are musicians and have the love of music for the love of music, it's just in their body, it's in their bones. Like, regardless, if you told them I'd pay you $1 million to not like music, I wouldn't take anything. I wouldn't do it. Would you rather be blind or deaf? I'd rather be blind.
I would be blind too, because, you know, if you're blind, you can kind of do like some Daredevil shit, dude. And dude, what's actually so funny is today I saw a blind guy, and he was just standing there in the middle at the U of A, like right by Old Main, just no headphones, nothing, just standing and just calmly like this.
I bet he doesn't do much else.
You're probably right, dude. But like, as a passerby, that was fucking good, dude. But as a passerby, I like felt something, because I was like, damn, dude, that guy he can't see. Like, he can't see what's happening, but he can feel it.
Yeah, dude.
He can feel it in other ways, you know, like, because, you know, like when you go to concerts, like, deaf people even still go to concerts.
Oh yeah,
because they can feel the vibration of the music.
That's
and
cool.
That's what's the cool, like, so some deaf people love going to concerts because they feel the excitement, you know, and they can see too, so they can see, you know, like, whoa, there's fire. And
I can't imagine now, like, can you imagine like someone bonks you in the head so hard that you lose your hearing or something, like, now?
Dude.
Like, now, like, experience music, have the passion for music. I'd probably kill myself. Like, honestly, dude, that's why I'm saying I'd rather be blind, because I can't. I can imagine the world with lights off, but I can't imagine the world without music
sound.
on. Without sound, dude. I would be the next freaking what is it? Ray Charles?
Nah, he's blind.
Yeah, he's blind, that plays the piano, right?
Yeah, same as Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder is who I was thinking about, where Ray Charles came out of my mouth. Same thing.
Big shout out to Stevie Wonder.
Not really.
That guy is one of my biggest influences as well.
Who?
Stevie Wonder.
Stevie Wonder's crazy.
Dude, you have no idea how fucking good. Like, so I call it the Stevie Wonder chord. Hold on. Oh, fuck. Let me bring this out. So what's so great about this chord is it builds suspense.
Here we go. We've been wanting this the whole time.
So what it is I'll do this. So it's an F major triad. So you got F, A, C.
Yeah.
But I'm going to put G in the bass now. So if you're probably sitting there, if you're musical, if you're savvy, you'll be like, that doesn't make any sense. But so it's a really cool suspended chord where it builds suspension. Suspension. So like, right?
Yeah.
That's leading to somewhere.
Yeah.
Right? Like, you can feel, like, your body, you can feel it in your body, like, where's it going? Where's it going? You know, like, so I call that the Stevie Wonder chord, because he does it in Isn't She Lovely, where it's song. That goes to the Stevie Wonder chord. Made for love. Whatever but
All right.
same thing.
Biggest question everyone is thinking after watching that. How many times have you gotten laid from being able to play the guitar so
well? Well, do we have to say laid as in the full sexual penetration?
I don't know any other way you would say it.
Okay. Well,
how about...
So I would probably say I have gotten a lot of women in high school because playing the guitar. Mostly because the picture that's up on this thing of us playing at the House of Blues.
Yeah.
I was a junior in high school when that happened. And in high school, definitely... And I've been to Catholic school my entire life.
Yeah.
So growing up, the graduating class, my 8th grade class, who were the same people I've known from preschool, was 60 kids.
Damn.
So, and then like half of them went to the high school, and our high school was basically like our middle school basketball, like rivals. We're all the same kids that were going to the high school together.
That's funny.
So I had actually known and met a lot of the people that I was going to be like high school friend or just classmates with before. And but basically like whenever like sometimes when like, and this is just kind of weird too, but like after shows, when you play a show, of course you're going to want people to come up to and be like, wow, you were so good, like you're great. But dude, that gets so old so quick.
Why?
Because well, half the time if you're smart, you want to get your shit off the stage as fast as possible. 1, because if you're not the headliner, people are going on after you.
Yeah.
2, you don't want your shit jacked. You don't want people to touch and steal your crap. So that's why...
Have you had an experience like that?
Totally. At the House of Blues, the second time we played there, my buddy got his iPad stolen. And another buddy of mine had the piano stand stolen. And it's like those little things.
Yeah, the little things.
That you're not actively thinking about, like, oh, I got my guitar, I got everything, we're good. But no, it's like cables, patch cables, pedals, everything like that is just so easily to grab. And some pedals, dude, cost like $100, $200.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
It's just ridiculous.
I would freak. I'd be so mad.
But to answer your question, I've had 2 encounters after playing a show, either at like Espresso Art, like right here on University with my old roommate Mark, who used to play there every Thursday. Just girls will come up and be like, hey, what's going on? You know? And
you just ding-a-ling ding.
And see, what's so great about that is like you're the prey. How many fucking times, bro, do you have to be like the predator out there? Not a predator, but you know what I mean. Like
I know
you have to be the one that's making the moves.
Yeah.
And
100%.
God damn it, ladies, I'm telling you right now, you want to make an impression on a guy, make a move. Because when was the last time, Mac, you got complimented by a woman just like, hey, I like your hair.
Oh, yeah.
Or, hey,
awesome.
I think you have great eyes. People, like, men do not forget that.
We don't. And it's more than just like, oh, I like your shirt. No, it's like, hey, you know, your hair looks really good. Or I like your eyes. I really like your eyes.
Yeah,
You're
like a genuine compliment.
Like, wow.
Yeah. So
okay.
I felt really special those 2 times just because I was
Good.
like, wow. Okay. I was like, damn, dude. Like,
you know what's a cool story about Matt that I want him to explain is he opened up Stranger Things. Have you seen that show, Steven? Who the dude with the long hair, the almost boyfriend of the hot sister. Like the main character, the funny. Yes.
Steve.
Steve. Yes, Steve.
For the House of Blues.
Yes.
That was our first
Was
show.
it that picture?
No, that was from the second one.
Okay, so his first show, that Steve character has his own band, actually, in real life. And he continue this story.
We had just answered an ad, and Well, not an ad. So we had been playing for this guy named Mark Allen. And we had played a couple shows. We played the Metro, which used to be, well, it still is, but it used to be like the Smashing Pumpkins house residence. Like,
what?
Every Friday night they would play in Chicago. It's in Wrigleyville. God. It's literally a block away from Wrigley Field where the Cubs play. And it's a super gay town. Like, that's what Wrigleyville is. It's like the gay central of Chicago, which is just a fact. But the Metro is right there. And so we had played there, and we had brought like 150 kids.
Holy
or like
shit.
just people to the show.
Yeah, wow.
And they were there to see us, which was great. And what was actually crazy was we got to open up for, I forgot the name of their band, but they have this one song. I can't think of the name right now, but we opened up for them, and we didn't have to bring anybody, but we can give away free tickets. So we just handed them out, especially at our high school.
Yeah,
it was cool. Great, dude. It was awesome. And then so we had so many people that showed up for us at the House of Blues that they asked us to come back the second time, which is that picture, and that's Mark in the background. Mark, the drummer. He's best drummer ever, dude.
Really?
That guy got, I think, a 35 or 36 on his ACT and got a full ride to Alabama. And he is going to get his MBA, Master's of Business Associates or something like that, in 5 years, bro. That shit usually takes like 7 or 8 years.
Yeah, wow.
That guy studied at Mercedes-Benz, I think it was, one of the German car companies 2 years ago. That's why, because over this winter break, we were the first time that like my high school band, the Moondogs, were able to get back together, was because everybody was just somewhere else.
Yeah.
This is the first time in like 4 years that we got back together, and that's why we hit the studio. But this dude can literally do anything. He's like the most hardworking, just mentally apt person. Like, you'd be like, yo, dude, play me a samba in 5/8, and this dude would
just got it.
Like, he'll just do it in like the grooviest, sexiest fucking rhythm ever, man. Like,
is that what he wants to do?
No, dude. And that's what I love about him so much, is this guy is so like talented and just good and works so hard at everything else that he does that he just, anything he wants to do, he does it.
Yeah.
Like, this guy is like, he'll do paradiddles. He tried to explain to me what a paradiddle is on the drums, but it's like a certain type of rhythm where like you offset every single time. I mean, he'll probably roast the fuck out of me if he listens to this, but I actually shouldn't even talk about what a paradiddle is, but it's some advanced drum technique that every time you do something, I think it's different. But, I mean, anybody who's listening to this can just go look up what a paradiddle is. Paradiddle. You know, like, God damn it, so, like, God dang it, Bobby. You know, like, some kind of, like, southern, like, I've been
get your damn paradiddle out of my goddamn room.
They're stuck in the gutter again. God dang it. Like, get your head out of gutter, son.
Did you ever get to meet that Stranger Things guy, Steve? You never got to meet him?
No.
What?
So the House of Blues has 2 separate green rooms.
Ugh, come on, man.
But what was really cool is that each green room has its own little set of beds in them.
What?
Yeah.
Is it? Okay,
so those are like some bang beds, bro. That's what I'm saying. Dude, like, I was amazed, and I had a girlfriend at the time.
Like, legitimate beds.
Legit beds, bro. You would, like, be in the green room, and there'd be some, like, a table with food and water, and then there'd be, like, 3 other doors, and the other doors you'd open up, and it would just be a room, and then there was a bed. And I'm proud to say I banged in one of those.
You
beds.
didn't after the Blues House? After one of the
dude,
Blues House?
Are you kidding? I had a girlfriend. I was a junior in high school, and like summer of like going into senior year, and of course, dude, that was like as soon as because I was able to bring people back into the green room. You know, like, what's up? You know, And the first thing when I saw that, I was like, I'm going to bang in that room.
No way.
100%.
That's awesome. That is utilizing a situation. Congratulations.
Oh, I mean, I shouldn't. I mean, I guess. I mean, I'll take
that's cool.
it. But
I mean, like, yeah. You probably banged on the same bed that Smashing Pumpkins banged on.
Oh, that was different. So the Metro, I was talking that's the Metro was the Smashing Pumpkins House of Residence.
Oh, okay.
So we had played at the Metro to get to the House of Blues.
Okay, understood.
But John Mayer, the Grateful Dead,
Yeah, just
like every artist
names.
ever has played at Chicago House of Blues. Because you know when you watch Transformers, I think 2 or 3, I forgot which one it was, but when it's the one in Chicago and they like put the little like there's 4 pillars, so that building, it's like a big church looking thing. It's right next to that. So there's like that big church thing with the 4 pillars, and then there's State Street. State Street is like cutting through there, and then on the other side, like the House of Blues is under. If you ever seen the parking garage with all the cars that go in a circle, and you can just see them like right on the Chicago River, the House of Blues is right under that.
interesting.
Yeah,
That's cool. Dang, dude.
super cool.
Congratulations.
Thanks, man.
You've banged maybe where John Mayer has banged.
I can only hope, dude.
You can
only hope. Like, I really wish that it was the same room, because I feel like he would be in the actual green room, because we had the fake green room. Not the fake, well, like, kind of. It was like, all right, you guys are the opening act. Here's your green room.
Yeah.
So I could only imagine there's like 8 beds in the actual green room.
Probably the actual
Yeah,
green room. There's a double California King for just everyone to
Oh,
hop on,
yeah, dude,
bro.
there's like a California closet or whatever those are called. You know, you just walk in there, maybe wank off in the corner, build it.
Maybe, I guess, if you have no groupies for you.
Yeah. Dude, so we called them the Poon Dogs.
The Poon Dogs
Was our groupies in high school. Yeah, 'cause
Wow.
we were the Moon Dogs.
Did you have groupies in high school?
A little bit, yeah, dude. I mean, there were some girls that...
How many kids did you go to your high school?
Probably like 230 kids in my graduating
What do you
class.
mean, dude? God, those are your best friends. 200
Yeah.
kids?
Dude, and that's the whole problem with our high school thing, was that if you liked a girl...
Everyone knew.
Chances are, well, everybody of course knew.
Yeah.
But chances are, your buddy probably hooked up with her.
Ugh.
Or, you know what I mean? So,
How
like...
was going to the U of A for the first time?
Oh, dude, it was completely different.
Was it awesome or overwhelming?
Overwhelming in some ways, but it was also cool in the fact that, like, hey, I can disappear.
Yeah.
Like, I can do something here and nobody would know.
No one would know.
Because that would happen all the time. Like, if you made a move in high school, or, like, you wanted to have a thing, that's what we called it, a thing, you know?
Yeah,
like, oh, they have a thing. But if they had, like, if you had a thing with a girl, everybody knew. Because you would tell your friends, and your friends might have not have told anybody.
Yeah.
And her friends might have not told anybody, but everybody else would just slowly see it build and start to happen, that...
They make it more of a thing than you're trying to make it.
100%.
Yeah.
Even if it was just like a hookup, everybody would know about it.
That's brutal, dude. Ugh. God.
See, but it's brutal, but it's also good because, like, I'm on my shit. You know, like, I'm, like, calculated almost. Like, not, like, cold and calculated, but,
yeah.
like, if I'm going to make a move, I'm going to make a move.
Good.
If not, you know what I mean? And I think everybody benefits out of that. I mean...
No, yeah.
Other ways, but... I don't know. It's just, like, if you're going to do something... You better face the backlash.
Yeah.
And I think that's what kind of growing up in that small town environment really taught me. Was
yeah, dude.
If you're going to do something, do it confidently. And if you're going to tell somebody something, it better be from the heart. Because if you're lying or you're doing something that's not kosher, I guess you could say, people will know. They'll be able to tell. They'll see through the bullshit.
And that's why, I mean, even with this podcast, like, I didn't have anything prepared for this conversation. I literally sat down, we pressed record, and I said, okay. So I guess I could face the backlash, but I just knew we were chill, dude. I just knew.
Oh, of course.
It's not a big deal.
Nah, dude, and that's why like I love you,
Yeah.
and like I think that's why we've become
Yeah.
such great friends. Is like we're not
There's
gonna
no bullshit.
There's no bullshit. I'm not gonna put on a face or a mask to be like, oh, I want this guy to like me. I really hope he likes me. And it's like that's when you can see through it and just be like, I despise this person because just be you, just be yourself,
Yeah,
just
dude.
do things for yourself.
You look like you're wasting time trying to like comfort me or try to be somebody you're not. Just be who you are, dude. Like,
Yeah.
Just be you. All right. I think we're almost at an end, so I
Okay.
want you to say any last inspiring words to fellow guitarists like yourself, or any. What are your last words, Matt? You'll be on again for sure, but until next time.
Bush did 9/11.
What an exit. Well, everybody, you heard it here first. Matt Strzalka, he's an absolute GOAT, big friend of mine. I appreciate you all listening. He's done a lot for me, and I can't wait to see what he does, and you'll see a lot of our works together. So thank you, everybody, for listening. Have a good one, okay? All right, bye.